that mute button so quick. And I'm like, oh, that means you've been on it. Hey, oh,
Hi.
what a beautiful space you have.
Oh, it's just a guest room for right now. We're building a house, so I'm
Oh,
waiting for that to be done.
oh,
So
oh my God. How is that with building a house with how expensive it is right now?
it's been really hard. We lost our interest rate lock, and because there's been delays. We started a little over a year ago, so
Oh my God. I
but
know.
it'll be beautiful when it's done.
Oh, I get it. No, we were going to build a home, and like with all the laws in Texas and changing things and stuff, we were like, we're going to buy it. We'll get some land. Then we'll go from, I'm right there with you.
For sure.
Well, welcome in. Are you excited? Are you ready?
I'm really excited. Yeah, because I think I emailed you last year. I thought it was last January, so I've been waiting for this whole time. God. I'm so excited.
Yes. Okay. Well, we will have a good time, and I kind of want to tell you a little bit. You already know what I do, but I want to tell you how I do it. The other thing too is that normally I'm in my session room, but I'm in Southern California at my mother-in-law's house for the next 2 weeks, and so we have this corner. Okay.
That's all right.
Okay. Just want to let you know. Yeah, that's why we also have these big old headphones on, because I don't want you hearing everything that's going on the outside, and I don't need to either. So with that being said too, number one, obviously it's going to be me. I kind of want to tell you a little bit about how I do this. That way you kind of know like what's happened in my brain. So first things first is that I'm going to have a pen, probably going to chew on it. I'm going to have a notepad. All I do is from my last session, I just monotonously scribble over and over and over again. I get anxiety when I channel, and so that kind of just helps it go away. The next thing too is that I'm never really going to be looking at you. And it's because if I do, then my ADHD kicks in, and I'm like, ooh, what are those things up there? Are those gnomes? Ooh, I like that cityscape. Stuff like that. So I can't do that. Okay. The other thing too is that whenever I channel, not everybody is going to be on the same level. Normally, not everybody is. So there's some people that, had a great life. They've made their way up to what we like to call heaven, higher vibration. And so those people will talk differently than if we have somebody, let's say, died of drug overdose, and they're kind of like dealing with their own crap, like in this middle area. So think of the spirit world as like apartment building. There's 5 separate floors. People know that they all live in the same building, but yet they're not always together, right? Because they're separated by floors. The other thing though, too, is that whenever we do channel, you have to remember that we're calling in people's consciousness, and we are saying, hey, I want you to show up, and I want you to hop in her body, and I want you to use her energy, your energy, in order to communicate and say things perfectly. Not every spirit has been channeled before. I'm a tool. Okay, so they're trying to figure out how to manipulate my brain, and I'm trying to figure out how the heck do they want to talk. So when they talk in 4 different ways. The first way is that they will do a lot of signs and symbols. So they'll kind of like show me a pineapple, which means I'm from Florida or was from Florida. And they'll kind of like put it online. The next thing is that they'll do feelings and emotions. So when I talk to you, I say a lot of words, you turn them into an emotion and a feeling, and you apply meaning to it. Well, they give me a whole lot of feelings and emotions. I apply meaning to it and turn it into words. That can take a couple of seconds, because some of those feelings are the difference between they died of a heart attack at home or they committed suicide at home. Like, they're very different. They're very quick and brief. And I don't want to get it wrong. The next thing too is that they will kind of like put me in situations that either happen to them or happen to you, or will happen to you. You can delineate those. But so sometimes I'll be like, did somebody like fall off a boat on like a lake in like North Dakota? I don't even know if that's a thing. But anyways, or like, if not, North Dakota has lakes, but then you'll be like, no, they didn't, but I did. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Were they there? Yeah, they were there. Okay, so they're referencing a memory, stuff like that. And the last one, which is my favorite, is that I get words and phrases that just kind of show up in my head. I got to tell you what they are. Those are my favorite, because they're the craziest. Because there are some things that, like my last one, he said he had liver failure. And I was like, I said, did one of these guys like have liver failure? She goes, yeah, that's what he died of. And I'm like, like it just pops in. Okay. So just hang out with me. Oh, this is going to be fun. I do see that we want to kind of go a little bit of everywhere. Well, also, I kind of want to look at your chart too, more towards the end, because I want to see, if we're think about your chart as like your notes of what your life is played on. And sometimes when we're feeling like maybe we're not on a right path, it's just because you kind of like swayed away from like where your power center is. And so you can look at that and be like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. So hang out with me. Last thing before I start vibing is that you may see me look at my phone. I'm not texting. I play soundtracks the entire time, and I refuse to buy YouTube Premium. So yeah, so I hit, the skip commercial ever so often. So don't think today's Schindler's List. So let's see. You're welcome. Where are we going today? Come on, music. Turn on with me. Where are we going? Interesting. There's somebody that just walked into your room. A gentleman walked into your room. I was not expecting that. There is another spirit that is already around you, like way up in front. It is a female. There is a gentleman that I would even say in my head right now is trying to be the star of the show for some reason. Like they're trying to come up and it doesn't, I'm just telling you how they kind of feel. Give me a second. They're saying like, well, I'm here to help out with all of this. Like, okay, fine. I don't think you had an uncle that passed, but there's a vibe that goes along with this person. Kind of would be like an up and then kind of over on the side. So for me, that'd be almost like male, but like up and over. I don't know why. Or maybe that could also mean at this point that maybe they were like trying to take care of you, but then they were kind of like off to the side. I don't know. We'll have to venture into that world and feel what that is. Come here. Tell me. There's a voice of a female that's in my head. She's more like standing right next to you. You're very kind, which is good. You're very caring. You're very matter of fact. You must have a lot of Virgo and Taurus in you somewhere. We'll have to figure out where that is later because everything is very direct and you're very good at everything that you do. She keeps talking about how it's very hard for her. She's sitting on a couch in my head now, and it's very hard for her to get up. She expresses a lot of discomfort in breathing, which probably would go along with what was going on with her. She says that, tell me. She keeps wanting me to tell you that she's fine now. She's fine now. Okay, good. But who and what? Come here. Come on. Come on. They really like your energy or your vibe. I don't know what you do to help people. I'll have to figure out what that is. I would have to say that the woman that keeps staying around you would be like this Carol persona over and over and over again. Kind of just like sits in the wings, kind of like sits behind you, likes to get up in your area, but doesn't want to get too close anymore. I feel like she would have a lot of opinions, but I feel like she's a really, really good person at the same time, just because she's referencing that she wants to be a part of your life all the time, but she doesn't want to like overstep her boundaries and try to put her comments or opinions too much into yours, which is interesting, but she's a good person. I like her. She says this is the one with like the breathing thing going on. So hold on, what? Because the way she gets up, she goes, you go, okay. But I'm going to ask her things in my head, like what happened to you? What's going on? What's the relationship? And I'm going to see what she answers back. Now that we kind of have a connection. Did she know Brad?
Mm-mm.
Weird. She keeps referencing, she keeps going like this. She keeps going. And then she said literally the word, my brother-in-law's name is Brad. And so she keeps showing his, and she keeps saying like, do you want to come in here? Do you want to come in here? Asking him over and over again. So I'll have to figure out who that is. Usually they say that if they knew them, but I don't feel like it's like a son or anything that's connected to her. That's why I was like, maybe she just knew him. Tell me. Come here. Tell me about her. Hold on. It's funny. She's getting herself in my head. She's getting herself all situated. I imagine it was very uncomfortable in her body for some reason, or maybe she felt very uncomfortable in her body. I don't know. Not saying from like it's just like it, for some reason, it just hurts. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel good to me, like normal. Hold on, one. She was putting her hand on she showed me sitting down a lot. Why do you keep doing that? And who are you? Carol almost feels like a very, tell me, is Carol like a mother for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Because she's showing me sitting at a kitchen table watching you, but just like out of the way, and like you're doing stuff in a kitchen. She's showing me sitting on a couch and now you in the kitchen and like watching it. She's not always up on you, but she's at like a safe distance, making sure that you're fine. And that's very mothering to me in a way. She says that, tell me. She keeps saying, I wish there was more that I could do with her. I wish there was more that I could do. I feel like Carol had like a lot of limitations and I don't know why. Maybe it was from health. Maybe it was from, we'll have to go into what that is. But the feeling is like, like I wish I could go get a pedicure. I wish I could go do this more. Maybe I was having a really hard time. There's that wanting and that yearning behind it. What? She looks up to you. She looks up to you now. She's talking about, I don't know. I feel like in a way, like Carol was a very good person, but she also, for some reason, keeps giving me the feeling of like change of heart. I don't know why. I think she's finding the softer side of herself. I think what? It's hard for me to explain these feelings I'm giving. So hang on, we're gonna open this up more and more and more as we go along. What happened to you, Miss Carol? Where are you at and what happened? She's funny. She put herself in a jacket, so she gets cold, but she's talking about, where are you at? What are you doing? She must not like the cold very much anyways, or maybe just inside she does. It's interesting. You're not in California, I can tell you that because that's where I'm at. What? Tell me. She couldn't travel a whole lot. She didn't travel a whole lot. She says she's referencing my trip. She goes, oh, it must be nice, or it was nice. You know, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you can now. She's like limiting herself. This is an interesting, I've never talked to somebody like this. So it's interesting. This is kind of like a study for me. Tell me about your daughter. She made me get all sorts of emotional at her passing and what was happening. She's like, doesn't want you to hold on to being sad. She's getting sad. She's making you sad. She's making me sad. She's just like, oh, hold on. But why? I think she was afraid to die in a way, like underneath it all. And she's just saying how nervous she was, but now she knows she's okay. She's fine. But why? What happened, buddy? Hold on. So she died before COVID, apparently. Yeah, I go, okay. I ask her, I go, the way she made me feel is like when somebody is in a hospital with COVID and nobody can be around them and there's that fear of it, you know, because as they're passing away, I go, don't tell me you died of COVID. And she goes, no, it's pre-COVID. I'm like, okay, fine. She says that, how long ago? Can you tell me? Hang on. When? I know it was before my dad. It was before 2019. Hold on, my dad died in 19. Is she died like 17, 18?
15.
15. Okay. Oh, okay. She told me that it was before I met my husband I'm with now. I met him in June of 2018. So I'm like 17 right there. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have any other reference. She says that, what happened, bud? She don't like me calling her bud. I know. I'm sorry. What happened? I don't know why she keeps referencing being nervous. I'm trying to get her to show me on her body, show me all this stuff. I wonder if we had to have breathing treatments on us. Interesting. maybe at that point, did it take you like a long time to be by her side when she was going through this at the very end?
I had to come in from out of town, but I was with her.
Town, yeah, out of town. Okay, sorry. This is what she shows me. This is what she shows me. It's my best experience. So she shows me a clip of her laying down and reaching for your hand. That's what she showed. It's almost like showing an image of her reaching for your hand, and then her hand being at a point where it can't reach for anything yet. And she's talking about you coming in and having this relief of, oh my God, she's here, and then being able to hold her hand and to be there for it. So that for me is like, maybe you were like trying to get there. She says that, what happened? Can you tell me? Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get it correct before asking. I wonder if she was like at home and then you'll have to like take her to the hospital because she wasn't doing that good and it was like getting really bad or something. And she ended up like having to stay there for a while or something. She keeps on talking about being comfortable. She keeps sitting up in bed. This woman is not even old. She's like, what, maybe 68? Maybe. Yeah. She keeps talking about always sitting up in bed and looking around. She keeps talking about, she's just showing me images. I wonder if her deteriorating health was from her own doing / conditions / not suicide or anything, but just like, you know, how little things stack up over time, right? And it just causes a poop show down the line, because I keep asking her, where's this cancer? Where's this? Can you show me this? Da, 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 da. And it's like, maybe we have a little bit of a heart issue too. Maybe we have like trouble breathing. Maybe we have a lot of swelling. Maybe we also have a lot of what was going on with her abdomen all the time? What is all that about? What is that?
So she had liver cancer.
She did have, oh, how weird, liver cancer. I bet your mother was here for my last one, because my dad had liver cancer and they kept referencing him over and over again. Yeah, she keeps going like this. She keeps showing me swelling and pressing. So that's her way. Interesting. Yeah, she says that in the flu, that's why she's swelling up. That's why it's hard to breathe, because it gets all on here.
Yeah. So when she was passing, that was what was so hard for me, is she couldn't breathe. She was just, I felt like she was miserable and she couldn't.
She was absolutely miserable the way, and she keeps talking about, maybe they had her little mask on or something like that. And it was so hard for her.
She was gasping. It was horrible.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. She was so scared. She was so happy to have you there with her. I just want to let you know.
She's my aunt.
Oh, it's your aunt. Oh, so did she raise you like a child then?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder.
I always
she's
said
like
God gave me to her because she couldn't have kids. So God gave me my mom so I could have her.
Yes. No wonder. That's why I was like, she's like a mother. She just
very close.
Adores you. And it's not hard for her to come through, but it's almost like she's trying so hard, and she keeps flashing all these images and making me feel, and I'm like, you are doing it good. She talks in a little bit. She's in heaven, which is great. Okay. I don't know what you do, but she keeps referencing that whatever success you have right now, which is good, she's saying that it's because of her. And I'm very happy with it. She goes like this. She goes, and then she points at you in my head, and she talks about $sign and raising up. That for me means success. And she says that she goes like that. So I'm like, okay, it's from her. She says that, tell me. Says now I can dance. I'm like, whatever, you could do that. She's funny. Tell me about her life. What's happening? She's talking about dogs. Weird. She's talking about 2. I don't think you have 2 dogs right now. No, she keeps doing like that too. But I don't feel anything else. So I'm moving that aside. She says that, tell me about you. Why? Hold on. I wonder with her liver cancer, this is just going to be a question just because the feeling I'm getting, and I'm trying to figure out, is this what this means? Did we feel like she had cancer and then the doctor said, no, it's fine. And then we just went on our way and then we found,
Yep, exactly. It was too late once it was there and they missed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what that means. Interesting. Okay, yeah, she showed me a sign just now, and then yeah, oh wow, she's doing good. Okay, so what? Tell me. She says she can't pay me to go back. I go, okay. I like her voice. She has a little bit of a gritty voice in my head for some reason. I don't know why. What? Teddy bears. Weird. What? Yeah, doesn't make any sense to me. She just said teddy bear.
It does a little bit to me, but
okay. That's all I heard is teddy bear. I'm like, okay. She says that, but I would almost think of like teddy bear in like a collector way more than anything else. Yeah, because she just showed. Babies. Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, she just
hundreds of them.
Yeah, this is what she showed me for collectors. She showed me a teddy bear. She showed me how you can do like this with it, like that. But then she put them all on glass shelves, like in an armoire. For me, that means collectors. And so I'm okay. That's what she's talking about. Did you ever get them? What happened with them?
Yes, I have most of them.
But you have them all put up. You don't have them out.
Nope, they're put away.
She says I go, where are they at? And she talks about you shoving them in plastic bags and how we should get them out. So if you get a second, like
when I move I will get them out. Yeah. And she had them in plastic Ziploc bags.
She really? Yeah, she made me hear like a plastic grocery bag in my head, and I was like, plastic bags? Okay. Oh, how interesting. So she's a good person to channel with. She says that oh, do you have the Princess Diana bear, the purple one?
Yep.
She just showed me that one in my head. So if you can get that one out, we're just gonna like put that as hers. She must really like purple too in some level. She also says that somebody's a water sign. Who's a water? Hold on, don't. Give me a second. Who's in Aries? Who's in April? Is she April? When is her birthday?
August.
Oh, she's a Leo. She's a fire sign. Okay.
She's Virgo.
Oh, she's right on the cusp. Okay, so she's the end
August 31st. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, they kept showing me fire. For me, that's April coming up. And so I'm like, okay, so that's okay. Hold on. No, don't think too hard. Let's just stay in this flow real quick. This is really, really good. She's doing a good job. We're gonna bring these other people in. Hold on. Tell me, can you help me now? She's going to get better and better and better. So tell me about her life. What's happening? So apparently this home that you're buying, did you buy it on 2 or 3 acres?
On 30 acres.
Holy shit, no wonder. Okay, see, I live in inner city Houston normally. She talks about how it's going to be nice that this home that you're building, when you go out with your coffee, you won't be able to hear your neighbors. And that's why, and so I'm like 2 or 3 acres. She says that one. She says, quote unquote, it's a big old thing. So I think we're at like, what are you like? Or are we like 20 or 2,800?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Sorry. She says that. Tell me. I'm going to ask her about the home. What color is it? All this stuff. I'm going to see how much she's in your life with you. Hang on. Tell me. Okay, so you're actively married, which is good. They're talking about how, what? They keep talking about the garage. Is the garage like separate from the house? Weird.
There is like a pole barn that's separate, but I keep joking that the garage is bigger than the darn house. So
at the house. Okay. Yeah. She keeps saying, she shows this. She says garage. Then she talks about how you could live in it. Or something like that. And I guess that goes along with the joke. But then she shows like this massive, open, wide space all the way across. And then she keeps referencing like the husband, it will be very good for him, like joking about that. She says that, tell me, I want you to have like sealed concrete floors in there. Okay, we're gonna move. So she's trying.
Yeah.
She just showed me shiny floors and gray. And I'm like, all right, sealed concrete. She says that, see, we've been looking at building a house. And so she's showing me everything that I've been looking at and like trying to apply it to yours. She's pulling all this stuff out of my head. Tell me about theirs. She wants you to make your bedroom a very peaceful space. When you can, but I mean, I feel like a lot of this is all very white, which is good. They talk about how, tell me, are you actually, hold on. She just showed me tray ceilings and it doesn't make any sense because I think you're going to have vaulted, right? In the bedroom? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Not in the bedroom, but in the whole house is.
In the whole house is like this. Okay. Yeah. She just showed me, she goes like, maybe she wanted me to talk about the ceilings and then she goes like that. And I'm like, okay, everything's vaulted. She says that, tell me. What stage are they in? Hold on. So we have the drywall on at this point, but we don't have all the floors in yet. Yeah. Okay. Oh, she's walking around this in my head. How weird. She says that, I go, what stage is this? She puts me in this home. She like lights it up in my head. She's making me feel the smooth drywall. And then she's talking about how we don't have all the floors in yet. And she's talking about how, talks about setback, not again. Okay, great, fine. That's just all like the headache thing that happened with everything. She talks about water. I don't want to go any further into that. She says there's nothing. Was there like something really weird with the plumbing that they were doing or something?
No.
Okay, we're gonna leave that there. Only because she talked about water. I know our house didn't flood, and then she goes and she just shows me a pipe, and so I'm like, plumbing. We're gonna leave that there. Unless, is it on a well?
It is. And at the very beginning, I kept complaining that there was water in the basement, but the house wasn't sealed yet. So I was throwing a fit about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay. Yeah, that's probably, yeah, because she shows me water and then I was like, but it doesn't flood. And then she shows me pipe. I go, okay. And then she shows me well. And I'm like, okay, so that goes along with all that. So and that would be this setback. Hold on. So tell me, bring all these other people in too. She wants to just talk to you. She loves you. Tell me. She wants you to have like, hold on. She's trying to decide where she wants her picture in your home. Okay, I just want to let you know that she's walking through, and she says she walks into what we'd have like, I guess we have an open concept when we walk into the entranceway because it kind of just feels like that. And she gets her photo and she makes it big and she puts it on the wall and she says, "Oh no, that's too gaudy." I was like, I get it. And then she goes and she puts it like on top of what would be almost like a fireplace mantle or right around the fireplace, and she says, "That will be good." I'm like, okay, fine. And so just FYI, please. Do you only have like one hallway that goes down for a bedroom or something? Like only one hallway?
Well, it's all like on the main level. Yeah.
It's all on the main level. Okay, cool. Because she's talking about how there's no like real like nooks to go off to put like pictures on the wall. Okay. So she's just, so please, whenever you get a chance, when that happens, please put that down. She says that, tell me about her. I'm going to get this really, 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 really wrong. But I'm just telling you this because what? Have you been in like your job for over 15 years that you're in right now?
I've been doing my job for a long time, but yeah, so I sold my company. So,
so it's done. Okay.
But I'm with like the people that bought my company. I'm with them. So
you're with them. Okay.
Yeah,
Are you
stayed on for a couple years.
Okay. Are you feeling burned out from that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because she goes, I said, so tell me what's going on? What's going on? She talks about how, I don't know what you do. She's talking about helping people. She keeps talking about, I know you don't do landscaping. She shows me houses. I have no idea. We're going to keep that there. Then she talks about how you've been here for over 10 years. She talks about a 10 years. She talks about, she actually shows me like corporation. So I'm like, I don't know what that means besides that. And then she says burnt out. And she talks about taking her heart and putting it into something else. And I go, okay, so we'll have to figure out what that is. What? Tell me. Maybe even the people that you sold it to, they're like not taking in the correct direction, or they're like doing something where it's like even, I think you're, what? I want you to do like small nonprofits. I have no idea why. That's very interesting. Or like nothing at all. Just own a horse. Enjoy your life. Have a good, get a cow. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. It's great. Good therapy.
I want a goat.
See, there we go. Get one of the fainting ones. Those would be great.
That's exactly what I want.
Oh my God, really? Yeah, she just showed me a goat hopping around and going, like that.
That's exactly what I want. My husband keeps telling me no.
Just do okay. You let me know when the house is done. I'll just buy it and send it to you, and they can't say no at that point. Okay.
Love that.
Please let me know. I'll buy you a fainting goat. I'm fine with that. Okay. Christmas gift. Hold on. What do you do? What was your job, or what do you do?
So property management. So so my company was compliance for affordable housing. And so I now work for a property management company and run. So my company that I had, I still run that. And then I also run their stuff too. So so it's like my job doubled. Yeah.
No wonder you're burnt out. I would be too. Hold on. So I'm not saying mine works for me. The husband doesn't bring in as much money as you.
No.
Correct. Your aunt/mom says, I said, well, why didn't she quit? And she goes like this. She goes, well, he doesn't bring in the bacon like her. That was the only, and I was like, okay, I get it. She says that, but he's good for everything else. So he's good at everything he does. She really likes this person.
I'm glad. I needed to hear that. Yeah.
She does. He says he's really handy. He's actually a man's man. He's stuff like that. Like, he's a really good guy. I like this. She likes him too. She says that, hold on. She said, watch his mouth, but that doesn't make any sense. Maybe, I don't think he ever says, that's the best thing I can.
That's a lot.
Does he? Oh. She goes like this. She goes, watch his mouth and then I'll like him more. That's all he said. I was like, okay, cool. She says that, tell me. He loves you though. He loves you though. She likes to sit there and like, well, I guess would cuddle on a couch. Like, he would put his arm around you and like do like that. Cause she's talking about how there's that, I wish I had a separate one of me so I could show you what she's showing me, but it's hard. And, she's with you. She's with you all the time. Wait, so tell me bring these other people in too. Hold on. I don't know what happened with Ryan. I don't know what was going on with Ryan, but Ryan may not be in the best area. And I don't know why. Because she's talking about Ryan not being in the best area. She goes, I said, can you bring one of these people through? She says, well, Brad was here earlier. She goes, but Ryan, I don't know if there's much we can do about Ryan. And I was like, okay. We're going to have to figure out why. She says that, she says he lost the game of life and he's trying to figure it out now, which is interesting. So what happened with Ryan? Don't tell me anything. Hold on. And who is Ryan? This your aunt is doing better and better and better at this. Hold on. This is a great session. Tell me. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me switch. Weird. Is Ryan like a nephew for you or something? Weird. Who is Ryan for you?
It was my ex-husband, but it would have been her nephew.
Yeah. Okay. She goes like this. She says nephew over and over again. Okay, that's her nephew. I was like, Ryan feels older to me. But whenever she said nephew, I was like, you don't have a nephew that's older. What is that? Okay. She says that what? That's why she segued to Ryan, because we were talking about your husband, and this is your ex-husband. So now she's talking about him. Did you see that segue? They do that all the time. What? Tell me. She rolls her eyes at him. I don't know what type of like addictive personality this guy had or something going on with him. I don't feel like necessarily he's a bad person in my head at all. I don't know why. She like almost takes pity on him, and she's okay with y'all not being together at all. Like, great with it. It's almost like he needs to grow up and doesn't need to be with you. She says that, tell me about him. Ryan's pacing in my head, which means Ryan's in the middle vibration. What happened with Ryan? Ryan has like apologizing to do. Ryan, come here. You and him were already divorced at the time of his passing. Yeah. He says that I said, so what? You left her? That's why she became like that? He goes, no. He says, at the time of my departure, we were already split. He has this like lower feeling about him. He much less happy. But why? She puts all the weights in it, puts all the eggs in his basket. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Tell me. Did Ryan really have a drinking problem? Yeah. He's talking about how he's sitting down with his legs kind of out, flayed, and he has like what would be like a beer or a bottle in his hand. And he does like this. And like people have told him to stop. And he's talking about taking his life into his own hands, kind of in a way. Like, even though people have told us stop or change or don't do this, like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do what I want to do type of thing. I don't know if he committed suicide. I don't know if that's a thing or anything like that. Yeah. Okay. And he keeps talking about how he took his own life into his own hands, and like, that's that. So again, this goes to show like they're in an apartment building, right? But they're on different floors, because she's talking about him, but he's not in the same level as her. And she keeps telling me information about him being down here. And you can see by my face, like, I'm not nearly as happy, right? Or bubbly. He, what? Did he end up shooting himself?
He did.
He goes like this. I said, how did you do it? Tell me. That's what that sigh was for. He says, well, I wasn't going to do it the pussy way. And I said, so like hanging or drugs. And he goes, no. He said, I did it the quick way. A little messy, but not for me. It's like that. And I go, okay. He says, what? He's sorry for his part in what he did in your life. He's just like trying to come clean. He says, I said, what would you want to say? He says, tell Heather that I'm sorry for the part I did in her life. He says, I have a lot of stuff that I'm figuring out right now. He says that he can't get away from it. He's in a dark room in my head. Like, think about a dark room with a little light only over them, and it casts a shadow. Like, it's very odd and eerie. That's where this is. It's purgatory. It's them like trying to figure out who they are, where they're at, what they're going to do. They can move up at any given point, but they have to like let all this heavy baggage go first. I don't think he's ready to do that yet, because he's still drinking. He says that he cheated on you.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. He says he was an adulterer. That's all he said. And he apologizes for that. He says that, what? You did see Sparks with him, though, in the very beginning. He says that we were fun. Hold on, what? He says you got your footing. So did you not become like the boss of your own company until after you left him or after y'all split? Weird. Yeah. He says that you really like blossomed or grew after this relationship or something. For me, that means like for me. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Mm-hmm. He says that you really got your footing. He says that, tell me. He's very proud of you. He's very proud of your success and what you're doing. He says that guy can't be better. He says that did you and the person you're with now, did y'all have a very, very small wedding?
It got canceled because of COVID. So we went to just a spring on a random Tuesday to like the Justice of the Peace. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. He goes like this. I said, so what he said, it was better than mine. And I go, well, what do you mean about that? He's talking about like his wedding. And I go, okay. And he says, yeah, it was very intimate. It was very small. And he says, he's like back there in the back doing like a little clap. It's a whole thing. He says that, he doesn't want to get you in trouble for talking to him.
Oh.
I know you won't. I know you won't, but that's just how this guy is. He respects you. He likes you. He's sorry for what he did. He's working on himself. He wants to see his mom, or he wants to see everybody around him, but he can't. He wants to be with his aunt. He can't yet. He like yelled at Brad. I don't know what that is. He's like trying to call other people in right now. So we're going to have to figure out who Brad is too. Come here, bud. Do you still have, you do you still have pictures of you and Ryan from like your wedding, but they're all put away in like books and stuff? Yeah. He says, thank you for keeping these memories. Thank you for keeping that. He says, I know you have them put away, but remember, it's not all about me. It's a chapter in a story in your life. So make sure you keep that and remember that. Okay. Yeah, he's not a bad guy in my head right now, but he is going through some crap. He says that, tell me about him. Wait, did you have a kid with him?
I raised his son.
You raised his son. Okay. He says he keeps talking about like, thank you for the son, or thank you for the kid, like that. Keeps appreciating you over and over again. And that kid is doing well, apparently. That kid is doing good. Yeah. I said, how is he after the death of his father? Most of them go crazy. He said, no. And he like pats him on his shoulder. He says, that's a good kid. That's a good man. He says that he thanks you again for it. He keeps doing like this. Just thank you. He keeps hold on. I imagine he would smoke cigarettes because he just asked me for one a long time ago. He says that, tell me. Aw. Wait, so that kid is still living with you right now? No, interesting. He talks about how this kid is very big, like bigger than you. For some, he talks about, he has used, okay, this is what he showed me. He showed me opening the door to like a bathroom. There's a mirror directly in front of the door. And then he shows me an image of the son here, you here. And then there's like, almost like he's in the back, but he's a ghost. He's dead. And he's talking about how, you know, he watches over both and he sees what's going on. He says that, what? Where's he at? Wait, is his son like engaged to somebody right now?
They're married.
They are. Oh, okay. He goes, I said, so what's going on with the kid? Is he in college or what? He talks about, oh, like made that girlfriend a wife or is making that girlfriend a wife like that.
They've been together since high school.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He's very proud of him. He is. He's like, he says, yeah, he loves them. Did they move states? Are they not in your state?
No.
Oh, okay. Where'd they go? What state are you in and where did they go?
I'm in Nebraska. He's in Colorado. He stayed there. I moved.
Oh, you
moved here to get away from Ryan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he talks about how y'all aren't in the same state or whatever, and he talks about, oh my God. So that's why Colorado, because of the mountains. That's why there's so many mountains. You're in Nebraska, so there's mountains there too, but different. He says that, interesting. Hold on. What? He's gonna try to be your guide. He'll try to tell you where to go, what to do, like in a good way. He's trying to gain, he's a lower energy. Just tell him you love him. Tell him you appreciate him. Thank you for all the kind words that he's doing. He's trying. His soul sees things from a different level. He said he just had nothing left. He had nothing left. That's what he says. Of course there's more. Yeah, he's not a bad guy. Your aunt is great. He's wonderful. Let me see if I can grab this Brad person real quick one more time. Very different levels. Come here. And then help me. Come here. He cheers. He like clinked Brad with like a beer thing, which is weird. I don't know why. Maybe he's passing us off to the spirit. I don't know. What? Tell me, where's Brad? Weird. Does your husband have like a brother that passed away? Or a very
his uncle. His uncle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They were like brothers.
Yeah, they were very close. Super close. There is some guy that, and he was a really, really, really good kind of like almost like loud guy in a way in my head for some reason. Like he wants to come up and say hi and all this stuff. Anyways, he keeps coming up. He keeps poking me in my brain and he keeps trying to get to your husband. Just say over and over again. So just let him know hi. Apparently the uncle didn't get to say goodbye to your husband. Like that's a big thing. And so he's saying bye to him for some reason. He says that.
Oh, so he's saying so maybe it's his best friend because he's still here. Is that what he's saying?
Oh, yeah.
The person's still here. He's not dead.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So
okay.
yeah, he had a person who he called his brother and they grew up together and they were best
really
friends. He didn't get to say goodbye and he was really torn up about it.
Oh, that's sad. Okay. Yeah, that they're just like saying goodbye. Hold on, let me come over here. Brad, tell me. Who are you? Where are you going? I have to figure out what level they're in right now. Let me go back over here. I think your ex-husband is the one that started this. Your ex-husband was the one that showed up because we channel in the middle and then we found the woman. Hold on. Weird. The Brad person is a family member for you. The Brad person is, they keep referencing going on the father's side for some reason. I don't understand. They keep pulling over to dad, or like that side. I don't know why, but it doesn't feel solid. So I'm wondering if somebody's like trying to pull me over there. Tell me. Hang on. Come here. There's something about, you have a lot of guys around you. Hold on, we're feeling a little bit more. They're talking about this Brad person being one level out. I'm trying to ask what's the relationship. I don't think it's not grandfather. We're not there. It's not weird. Is Brad like a cousin type of thing for you? Who's Brad? Who's Brad to you?
Just a friend that.
Just a friend.
He like helped me. during like he just stayed in touch with me while I was trying to leave.
Okay, hold on. Don't say anything. That's why. So they keep pulling on like this Brad person keeps showing like I'm like a father. I look out for them. I help them. Then they keep pulling me. I go, okay, it's not grandfather, right? And they keep pulling me out. And I'm like, brother. And they keep standing beside you. And they go X. And then they take me out cousin. The cousin's the farthest from family that I go. Because after that, it's like second, third, fourth. Nobody does that. And then it goes into like that friend area. So he's talking about how we're close enough where we check in like this family, but we're far enough out like a cousin. So that's probably where that is. He's saying that, hold on. Weird. Brad almost feels like he would be a really good person to like talk to all the time. There's a little bit of sadness that goes along with Brad though. I don't know why. I'm calling him in. Maybe Brad also, I don't think he committed suicide, but I think Brad also maybe had a vice going on or something, because Brad has like that little bit of a hang up on him. I don't know why. Come here. Tell me. We're calling him in. Come here. Did like Brad pass away in a tragic accident? Weird. They talk about how his life was just out, gone. And I'm like, okay. Hold on. It's not coming through very hardcore, but we're going to see if we can get him. Maybe it's because I'm nervous. Hang on. Let me calm myself back down again. I get nervous because I'm like, okay, you search. Yeah.
And he may not come through.
No, they do. But... No, it's just me trying to figure it out. It's me. They're always there. Hold on. Come here, Brad. It's definitely very closely tied to all of his family. It's weird because I think you're gonna be like, Amy, what the hell? But I think you can feel like ties from past lives that are also happening now. Brad really feels like, this can be very weird, but like maybe y'all were like sisters or like brothers in like another life, like together. Like there's some like odd thing, and he did his duty and then he left. That was what his job was. What happened? Come here. I think he comes in and checks on you ever so often, but he's not nearly as around you as these other people are. You would tell him you love him though. So you had a really good connection with this person in a way. Like you loved him like a really, really good friend. Yeah. He says that he's talking about that. It's that feeling. He says that, help me. He didn't send you money. What? Weird. He just keeps referencing that he like rides in the car with you all the time. I'm just going to, or wants to ride in the car with you all the time. Maybe that's where you talk to him a lot all the time. We're just going to leave that there. He's saying too that, tell me, what happened with you, bud? Weird. Was he like 45 when he died?
Almost 50. Yeah.
Almost. Okay. He keeps saying, he said, how old are you? How old are you? And he references like that age. He says that, I don't think anybody gets to say goodbye to him. I wonder if he had like a heart attack or something like that. What ended up happening with him?
He had cancer.
He had cancer. Okay. Yeah. He keeps talking about laying in bed. He's just what he's just showing me. And so it's probably because it's also his first time channeling. Laying in bed. He's talking about closing his eyes and never waking up again. So for me, usually, but then he talks about it being very quick, or like the end very quick. And that's it. But I don't see anything else. So I think he's trying to come through, but maybe it's just hard. Or I think also at the same time, maybe he also had, that's what he's just here. He's helping you out. He's around, but it may also be hard for him to come through too. Hang on. I don't like that. Hold on. Come here. It's weird because I know Brad is supposed to be a friend, but for some reason, Brad feels more connected than a friend. And I I don't know why, because you and him strictly were just friends, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the way. There's some sort of, and maybe this goes along with past lives, future lives, whatever that is. It's like maybe last life y'all were this whole sibling thing going along, and that's why he played his role in what he did here. And then it's almost like maybe next life, or at the same time, you end up also being with this person. It's weird. There's like a love tie, but then there's also that, you know, other thing as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
he was my first boyfriend, like when we were in middle
he was
school.
your first boy. No wonder there's the love tie
in like middle school, and then like, you know, of course we grew apart, and then we like, you know, came together again. And I mean, we, you know, he lived in a different state, but he checked on me every day as I was trying to leave my
all the time. Yeah, there is.
So he just came in for just that reason, and then he left.
Then he left. Yeah, he is like, he was your support the entire time. And when I tell you, it almost feels like you'd be married to this person again. And it's because obviously you dated, you were together. Mm-hmm. It's this long thing. It's much more than you know. The ex-husband was the karma, I would have to say. This guy was your knight in shining armor and steed. And I know there was not a sexy thing going on, but that your mom/aunt, which is your mom, is your protector. She's not leaving your side. She's funny. I like that woman. And then the people popping in to say hi to your husband, which is good. With your career, I want you to switch. I want you to change, but I don't think that's going to be a thing, you know, in like the next 2 or 3 years. I'd want you to do something that, you know, involves more like a creative director, or like, you know, doing almost like Airbnb and like property management and that, doing something like around your area, or maybe like even going into like an experience where you go and I don't even know, like maybe even switching up to like farm stuff for some reason, not going out and farming, but maybe you like add on to here. Like this next quarter of your life is going to be where we take our money, we take our time, and we put into something that we love to do, right? But I feel like you're going to slowly get into that transition, like over the next like 3 to 6 years. So it's nothing quick. As far as you and health goes, the only thing I really see for you, hang on. Maybe you have like a couple little like, you don't have cancer or anything like that, but maybe you end up getting like a couple of little like hard nodules or something like here, but it's not breast cancer. We don't have to take anything out. It's just more like, oh, this kind of hurts. And then it's like, oh, it's a cyst. I've had one before. And it's nothing bad. I just want you to get your sleep, right? You know, stuff like that. Make sure your iron is good. Like that's kind of what it feels like. It just feels like we're like dragging our ass a little bit, which is normal, right? And obviously the headache with building a home and everything else. I think your next 10 years are going to be really good, and I can't complain about them, you know? And if you just like trust your gut. So can I also real quick, because I know I got to go too, but can I look at your chart real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, hold on. I want to see where all of your stuff is. And I want to look at your vibe real quick. You have some very interesting people. I like them. That was a very cool, you can see how it changes. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird. And how straightforward they are. Okay, so give me, my birthday is November 7th of 1988. When is yours?
October 27th, 1970.
You are Scorpio. You're the water sign person. Okay. You said 1970? Okay, cool. And then I was born in Houston, Texas. What about you?
Denver.
Oh, you're Denver. Okay. I like it. Hang on. Let me move here. Normally I have my big screen, but I don't. No wonder we vibe. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, oh man. In the very beginning of your relationship with your ex, did you kind of know that it wasn't meant to be and you should get out, but you stayed? Yeah. Do you know why that is? So I'll tell you. So you love so intensely that it can destroy you. You love so intensely that it can destroy you. Why? Because there can be a big fear of abandonment that goes with this. There's also a fear of like fixing everybody and everything because you know best. Why is this? Well, your sun sign, you're actually very much like me. Your sun sign is in Scorpio. That's deep, dark intensity.
That in one of your videos. I was like, oh my God, we're the same.
Well, yes, we are. But then your moon, your emotional side is in Libra, which is where mine is too. So it's this light, airy, fun. So it's like, I can see through everything, but I'm going to try to make you happy. We're very much fixers. The other thing too, is your communication style is the same thing. That's in Scorpio. Now, here's the difference is that your Venus, how you want to be loved and how you give love in return. This is in Scorpio as well. So this means mine's in Libra, which means I can love you and then hate you the next day and run away and it's fine. Yours is, I'm going to get there. I'm going to love you. I'm going to fix you. It's my job and I will lose myself in you, even though it may be toxic. And I know it because I feel it, but I need to ride this out. Okay. So my sister has this sign in this placement. She was with somebody for 15 years and it's a whole thing. So always guard your heart because when you love 110%. The other thing too is that your Mars, your masculine side, this is where you're different from me, is your masculine side is in Libra as well. And so what this means is that you don't like conflict. And you can be with somebody that can be a narcissistic, abusive asshole because you'll kind of like shy away from it. And then they can come in and they can really take your emotions and play with them and try to flip it around on you until you finally get your footing and say, no, enough's enough. You would be prime candidate A1 for you saying, why are you acting this way? And then them being like, you're crazy. And you're like, no, I'm not, like that whole thing. Okay. The other thing too, which is interesting, is that your, I guess you'd say your north, which is what your soul is trying to become. That is actually in Pisces as well, which is really, really good. So that means you're trying to find flow. You're trying to find peace. No wonder you're building a house. You want to get a goat. Guess whose north node is also in this? And we're getting a house this year and putting a cow on it. Oddly similar. Okay. The other thing too is that your Lilith, your shadow side, the side you're trying to not be like, is actually in Virgo. So it means it's okay. Like, let things go. Just relax. It's fine. Find this like state. We don't have to always be so anal about everything. That's very hard. Okay. The other thing too, which is interesting, is that your, I guess you would say your second house, which is your base vibration, which is who you naturally are underneath all of this, is actually an Aquarius. So you're very light, you're bright, you're airy, you're a nerd. You're very, you're in the best way possible. Think of like wearing Technicolor and running around and doing all these art shows and stuff like that. Like that's what you can get to be if you allow yourself to be there, right? And be very successful at it. But it's just a matter of, will you allow yourself to do it? Okay. So you are, you're good. You're good. I like it. And no wonder you'd be surrounded by all these people that love you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Anytime. So this is what I want to tell you before I go. So I need you to take a couple moments. I need you to have either a good breather or a good ugly cry. And then tonight, before you go to bed, I need you to take a second and tell them each that you love them, because it's hard for them to come through, and tell them thank you for coming through too.
I will.
Okay. And if you need me, or if you have any questions, hit me up. Okay.
Okay, great. And then do you send the recording, or?
I'm gonna send it to you tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks,
all right.
Amy. It's so
You're
good
welcome.
to meet you.
I know, you too,
So
Heather.
excited to talk to you. So
I know. Well, if you ever have any questions, just let me know. Okay.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Thank
I love you, Heather. You're
Okay.
welcome. Bye, honey.
Bye.